In this week's Parshat, Parshas Vayira, Hashem starts to perform the miraculous, transcending nature through the makos, the plagues, and the Ramban, Nachmanides, famously says that it is through everything that's happening in Yetzias Mitzrayim, through the Exodus, that Hashem is actually disproving 3 different forms of heresy. The first heretic, the first disbeliever in Hashem, says that I don't think Hashem exists at all. I don't see him, I can't smell him, I can't taste him. None of my senses allow me to perceive the transcendent. I don't believe Hashem exists. And the second type of heretic, he believes that Hashem exists. I mean, after all, if you look around the world, it's beautiful, it's magnificent. Learn biology, chemistry, physics. Just look around the beautiful world that we live in, and you say there must have been a creator. But this is called the watchmaker theory, that maybe God created the world and just left it to run by its own. And one of the reasons people assume this is that maybe God's like us. Maybe he gets bored. Maybe like us, when we try something, we get bored of it, we try something new. God created the world and just got tired, left us for some different project. But the third level says that I believe that God exists. I believe that God created the world. I believe that God is still here. He hasn't left us. He's just not all-powerful. He cannot intervene with nature. Meaning, he exists, he's here, he's just not all-powerful. And the Ramban explains that the events of Yetzias Mitzrayim, the Exodus, disproved all of this. We prove that Hashem exists, he's here. We prove that he hasn't left us, he's still involved in this world, he still cares about us. And number 3, that he's all-powerful. That he can do anything, he can uplift, uproot, and intervene with nature itself. But Rabbi Dessler actually takes this a step further and says, in order to really understand how to perceive Hashem, you need to ask yourself, how do you perceive nature? We're talking about Hashem uplifting or uprooting nature, transcending nature. How do you perceive nature? So the first type of person perceives nature as something that Hashem can intervene with, can uproot, but something that exists as a natural way of running the world. So Hashem, so to speak, is in a transcendent world, transcendent dimension, beyond time and space, and nature is what runs this physical world, and Hashem can intervene with nature. So such a person might pray, I know that if I put hard work in, I'll succeed. Hashem, please don't intervene, don't mess up my plans. Meaning, if everything runs smoothly according to nature, it'll be great. Unless Hashem decides otherwise, please don't do that. Now, Rav Dessler puts this type of person as the lowest person in terms of their understanding of nature, the lowest level. The second type of person says no. Hashem isn't, so to speak, above and nature is below. Hashem uses nature. Everything in this world is Hashem using nature, somewhat like a tool, where everything in my life comes from God. And that's where the type of person who sees the world like this lives a very spiritual life. And they see hashgacha, they see divine intervention in all aspects of their life. But there is a limitation. Because why would God need a tool? You only need a tool when you can't do something yourself. You need a pen because your finger itself can't write. So why does God need nature? And the Ramban actually believes in this third level of nature, which Rav Dessler says is the highest level of understanding nature. What is this level? It's when you understand that nature is just a word we use. There is nothing called nature. There is nothing natural in this world. Everything is an expression of the will of Hashem. When you want to do something, you have a machshava, a thought, and then you express it through a ma'aseh, through an action. Everything in this world is an expression of Hashem's will, of Hashem's thoughts. Hashem expresses himself into this world through everything that happens. And miracles are momentary instances where Hashem chooses to do something out of the ordinary, something different. But everything that happens in your life is a reflection of Hashem's will. And the Ramban famously says that the open miracles of Mitzrayim revealed that nature itself is a hidden miracle. And that's our job, is that we don't see open miracles, but we have to learn to see beneath the surface, past the mask of nature, to recognize that everything in this world has the beauty of divine spirituality within it. And if you can see beneath the surface, then you can see the miraculous within the natural.